Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of Danger TV's intake series, which is all about New Zealand military basic training. For those of you who are new, I'm a former combat medic for the US Army, and I like to react to military and defense videos. I have another channel called Just Another Army Vet 2.0, which is all about India. Let's get to it.
Let's go, man! 0620 in the corridor!
It's the 4th week into basic training, and each morning the recruits are assigned their own personal rifle from the barracks armoury. They're being issued the American-made 5.56mm Marsal semi-automatic rifle with a 30-round magazine and optical scope.
So first we put it in safety, boom, in safety. And now we can strip it down. All we have to do is clean this. This is the bolt. Puts the round into the chamber, and most people have trouble pulling this pin out, this thing right here, because it's an ass to pull out. But that's why I agree with this nail, just so it makes it easier.
They're not calling that an M4, but it certainly looks like an M4 to me, or at least very similar. Even the components are the same with the bolts and the firing pin, the thing that you have a hard time getting out. If you just take a pen, and just flip it out. It's pretty easy, actually. A fingernail also works.
The first time we got our rifles issued to us, we got told to treat it like our baby. We have to have them on us 24/7. Even when we go to the bathroom or anything like that, we have to have them on us.
Well, we're supposed to be on the range in 7 minutes.
During the 4th week, the recruits learn to fire with live ammunition. They're under intense pressure to pass the Army's weapons test.
Okay, so the shoot they're doing now is the AWQ, which is the annual weapons qualification. So it's basically a combination of all of the range shooting, and it actually is a tested, scored shoot, which has a pass mark.
But not all the recruits get to shoot. Some of them have to man the targets in a protective bunker, the old-fashioned way.
Have you followed shot or you just got it?
I just got it.
Alright, sweet. Everyone stays under the mound when they start firing. Don't go past...
I wonder what the distance is.
Don't go past lane 10. We just want to teach you what you need to know, or what you need to apply yourself on AWQ, and then fucking move forward pretty much. Easy?
Yes,
Sweet, wait, go. When you bring your target up, use the fucking wall, because when it starts blowing wind, all you fellas are going to let it fly around. Sweet, so hold it up, hold it straight, and lean against the wall. Fucking hold it straight, don't do it like that. Fuck, your mate can't even see it. Hold it straight and hold it flat. Sweet.
Yeah, there's 3 things that you need to work on, right? That composure, right, the trigger squeeze, and where you need to sight on the targets from the different targets, right?
Targets, hop!
So just have a look now. Have a look through your sights. Try and find that hand.
Recruit Duffy is struggling to keep up with some of the recruits. She has failed her physical training twice, and now she's in trouble on the range.
That looked alright.
Yeah, Negative.
Not very good. It's probably my worst one this week, but I'll get better.
Recruits also have to learn how to shoot at a moving target. This involves a certain amount of skill.
You chuck it up and you walk normally like a human.
I've never actually
right?
done that before.
Yeah, laugh now, but when you do the crab, I'll yell at you.
That looks pretty fun.
Wait, I can fucking see that, so it's straight nutsack.
If you get a good one, you know, it stays quite straight and static along the way. But if you don't, then it just kind of goes that way.
Fuck, be fair to your mates and hook them up. Fuck, all of these down here taller than me and I can hold it fucking higher. I guess in terms of character building, what you want to call it, or what we like to call it, want to be that firm and fair, but let them know that I'm not here to be friends.
Down. Good girl.
Gunshots going off this side, and you shoot, and more gunshots going off that side. As long as everyone's putting a weapon that way and not this way or that way, it's fine. This is a bit of a panic, but I think I did all right.
Not doing that minus 80 points.
Getting used to the guns is pretty fun. All the guys look at us like, wow, a girl carrying a gun. But all of us girls can do the same standards as the boys, so we're not lacking. Lots of people told me I couldn't do this, and hopefully keep proving them wrong until the end of the 16 weeks.
Yes, females should be held to the same standards as males. Completely. When it comes to PT, though, That's when it gets a little dicey about should males and females be held to the same standards. But as of right now, that's what the U.S. Army is doing in terms of their new PT tests. What do you guys think? Should male and female recruits be held to the same physical fitness standards? Please drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, my question about this is, I see she's wearing like an LBV, like a load-bearing vest or flick vest, but I don't see any body armor that they're firing with, and I don't see any ACH or Kevlar either. Is that normal and not to go full battle rattle when you're firing at the range? Can someone clarify that in the comments, please? But the U.S. Army, we're always in full battle rattle. Kevlar, body armor, gloves, eye pro, ear pro, everything.
Otherwise, I will feel pretty down.
So is it 1, 2, 3 are on the 19th on Taylor? Yep. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
As the scores are tallied up, one recruit has broken the #1 rule for a soldier and his weapon.
So you know the rule then?
Left his weapon behind.
As you see, eh? Oh, so he left his rifle lying around. He's probably going to get a little bit of a corrective punishment. He'll be sweating afterwards, I know that much. He'll be breathing heavily. He'll be a bit annoyed with me. But he'll know after that not to leave his weapon lying around.
After a full day at the range, the recruits set to cleaning their weapons. A strong bond is beginning to form in the platoons.
But yeah, all our skills are getting pretty close. That's probably the best part about it. We're all making lifelong friends. Yeah.
Some recruits, though, are nursing injuries.
That's fractured. Like I went to go grab it, but I missed and it hit my pinky. Yeah, it's fractured now. I just feel stink because somebody else has to pick up my slack. Like one of the boys had to carry my rifle there and back. Yeah. What about health? It sucks.
With the recruits only able to use their phones at the weekends, whenever a mail drop comes, it's a welcome connection to the outside world.
Jenny! It's my birthday. Yeah, I'm going to have to take it off me though.
What is it?
Chocolate?
Yeah. There's a lot held in.
Thank you,
by,
sir.
What's his name?
Darling Chanel, happy 18th. I hope the platoon acknowledges your special day in some way. I am so looking forward to cuddling you on Sunday.
For recruit Talia Duffy, the separation from her girlfriend is still proving to be difficult.
It's just hard, but good at the same time. It's good getting letters.
Lima 10566768. Recruit Runga wishing to speak to sir.
Come on. Put your weapon down.
With days up to 16 hours long, the recruits are making mistakes. In turn, they're receiving punishments.
So I want you to write down, I will not leave. My tall boy insecure.
My tall boy.
Insecure. 300 repetitions of that line to write. And that will be done before 2200 tonight. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So after what, this like 350 times?
We were in a brave start.
So I find this very interesting that they're having them write lines over forgetting your weapon. Typically, for the U.S. Army, if you were to forget your weapon, then they would make you or you and a battle buddy or you and the whole platoon do some sort of corrective training, such as push-ups. I mean, they would smoke the hell out of everyone probably. You would not really be writing things down over and over again as a corrective form of punishment. What they might also do is take some 550 cord and loop it around your belt and tie it to your weapon. That way you're tethered to your weapon, you can't lose it again. And you'll have to run around looking like a fool for a couple days. So.
Another blue pin and tape it together.
Are you boys alright if I stay in here just doing this?
Yeah. No, fuck, we'll smash it.
I'm already a fast rider, so need to try and boost this out before the time expires.
It's been 4 weeks since the recruits have seen family and friends. Anticipation is building as visiting day approaches.
We're all excited for tomorrow. Well, I don't know anybody else.
Get used to a lot of barracks maintenance.
My friends are coming.
I told them to come around 8 because it's too early to come at 7.
Watson.
Same in the U.S. Army. A lot of cleaning and area beautification.
I'm Watson's roomie. Sitting in the shed. Yeah.
For recruit Runga, visiting day has a special importance for seeing a loved one.
I have a 4-year-old son at home. I'm a single mum, so I want to be able to give him everything that both parents can, and I feel like being in the army, I'll be able to do that.
Okay, ka kite. I'm gonna hang up now. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see ya.
They're looking forward to getting off base because it's sort of all we've really seen for the past 4 weeks.
Visiting day has arrived for the recruits, but like anything in the army, there are rules.
So our boundaries for today, for underground, you're going to go no further south than Taihape, no further west than Awakuni, and no further north than Waiuru military camp. No excessive PDA or face sucking in uniform. Alright, some of you have your partners coming. Do not start making out with them outside the Camp Conference Centre.
From all over the North and South Islands of New Zealand, family and friends have arrived.
Kia ora. I'd like to offer you a very warm welcome to Waiuru. So our job is to take essentially civilians, many of whom are young people, and prepare them for further employment in the New Zealand Army. One, left, right, two. We're quite impressed with this lot, and we care about them. And I think you will see a change in some of your loved ones today.
And they will probably feel a little bit homesick because they've re-engaged with you again. So if they talk to you about the basic itself and having second thoughts, I don't know if this is for me, okay, mothers, just say to them, I carried you for 9 months. Suck it up, boy, all right?
So, U.S. military, or at least the Army, there is no visiting day. What happens is, for the U.S. Army at least, the day before graduation, we have a family day where families are allowed to come on post and to visit, and then you can go off post for a quick day pass for a few hours, and then that's about it. Singapore military, they actually are able to book out and go on pass on the weekends. I don't know if that starts on week 2 or week 3 or week 4, but they're allowed to do that. So obviously every military does it differently. So I find it very interesting that they get some visitation days. I'm curious to know how many visitation days do they get throughout the whole 16 weeks.
Okay. Recruits are waiting outside. They're all yours.
As soon as I saw my family, I was the first to break from the ranks because I saw my sister and my brother and mum and dad walk out one by one, and it got me pretty sad.
Nico! Hi! Hi, Dad. Are you happy to see Mum? Yeah.
Very proud. We've all worked hard to get him here, and we're just on his journey, supporting him.
Oh my God, I was like, this bitch better be here. They all turned up hungover except for the driver. They were moaning about being tired, moaning about the cold, and I was just like, do you know where I've been for the last 4 weeks? Like, I'm tired, hungry, and cold.
While the recruits reconnect with friends and loved ones, unfortunately not everyone has had a visitor. For the lucky ones though, they have just 6 hours to visit the local towns, and they'll have to be back at base before sunset. Otherwise they'll be facing a serious charge.
So I just got a call from my little brother to say that he's 20 k's away. I'm pretty nervous but quite excited to see him, and I told him where the meeting spot was, and I think he's really excited to come.
Oh, you share the food. While recruits experience the joy of reconnecting with family, for recruit Winnie Tunner, there's one special person that couldn't be there.
My dad passed away when I was 14. I remembered lots of the teachings my dad taught me. So when he left, it was a big loss for the whole family, and it was by far the biggest tangi I've ever been to. I think the hardest part about this is that I told him when I was 13 that I wanted to join the army, and he was real proud of me, like, for doing something that he would approve of. And I kind of wish that he could see me in my uniform. But yeah, I know he's watching anyways.
But all too soon, precious time with loved ones has drawn to an end. It's now time to return to barracks before curfew.
Everyone's had a pretty good time. There's a few tears afterwards, but it's expected. You know, they see them for 8 hours and then have to say goodbye, so get them straight back into it and keep them busy, and then, yeah, hopefully they just forget about the tears and we'll carry on.
How's everyone's fucking family day or whatever you call it? That's good. Sweet. Who's got shit?
No outside food is allowed in the barracks, but starved for junk food, most have brought something back.
2 minutes, stand by, go.
Who wants an Oreo?
Oh, yes! Hey, 7. Stop eating, stop eating. What's left, chuck it in there. Let's go, hurry up.
The only time we ever got candy or junk food was when the all-soldier show came to my basic training, and then also for 4th of July we were able to go to see those events, the show and then the fireworks, and we got to use money to buy some concessions, and that was a lot of fun. But they warned us not to bring anything back, and as soon as we got back to the company area, they made us empty our pockets and then they patted us down for contraband. So
It's lunchtime for the recruits, and they've been tipped off by one of the sergeants that it's Corporal Ty's birthday.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Who told you it was my birthday? Why does everyone sing me happy birthday? Do you know when my birthday is? Go from it. Mark time.
Why are some of them wearing baseball caps or patrol caps and some of them are wearing boonie caps? What's the difference? See, if this is the army, they'd just have us on the ground doing push-ups or flutter kicks or something.
Back out here. When is my birthday?
We wouldn't be marching in place.
Yes, it is not today.
It seems the recruits are the victims of a practical joke.
So it's a stitch up of a century. So yeah, we're in the shit right now, but it was worth it.
But while this may seem a bit of a laugh, the intensity of their training is taking a toll on some of the recruits.
We're pushed to our limits. We all think we have shin splints, but you can't complain about it because you get pulled out of basic training. Some of us are like almost throwing up, but we push ourselves through it.
And luckily for Elliot Platoon, they have found a way to cope with the extreme rigours of basic training with their very own special comedy team in Corrective and Tafiti.
Yeah, we call ourselves the morale lift.
We are the platoon lovers.
Yeah, platoon lovers.
If we see someone in need of a platoon hug,
we just go up and hug them, even if they're angry. Yeah.
Like, stuff is hard, and you have like this real funny dude to kind of always raising your morale.
Are you alright? You look a bit sad.
Do you want me to take that rake and put it back in the store?
But not everyone's enjoying their fooling around.
Yeah. Whenever he's late, one of the boys is late often, and we get thrashed. It's because they talk too much. That'll be why. They can't get ready because they talk too much.
32, last record, couple.
Like, they don't realise that you can talk afterwards. Let's just get the mahi done.
At this stage of their training, each recruit is figuring out what they have to bring to the platoon. This phase is called storming, and it can be stormy, as each recruit finds their place in the pecking order.
Hi guys, so fatigues and everything need to be done by 2100. No walking in the corridor, fatigues need to be done properly inside and outside.
Yes, Corporal.
Everyone's kind of always trying to be top dog, and it just doesn't go down well.
It's pretty much like being with your siblings
Yeah.
that aren't blood. You can just smash them and hate them and love them. It's really weird, yeah.
Then we have army brats who really think they're top dog. Oh, you do this way, you do this that way, I know this, I know that, and we're just like, calm down, brother.
She says army brats. I'm assuming it means the same as it does in the States, whereas your parents are actually in the military, so you think you know everything. We also have something called a JRTC brats and junior JRTC brats, where they think they know everything as well, and it's quite annoying.
Some recruits stand out for their physical, mental and emotional instability, but the strong ones can also be a problem with attitude issues.
One more lap there, Tuimata.
Recruit Tuimata has been marked out as not being a team player.
I've had a few doubts here and there. First off, starting here, like, what have I got myself into? But then I guess, got to push on, eh? Hoorah!
He comes from a background where he was the natural leader. So he was the captain of the first 15, big, strong, dark, handsome, yada, yada, yada. You've got a massive look at me attitude. You think you're better than everyone else. And that is very much not the case. Not at 3 weeks, not at 4 weeks, not at 16 weeks. You know? So we put him up on that formally. Continue to monitor him over the next 2 weeks. If he continues to pull his socks up, then he stays. If he reverts back at all in the next 2 weeks, he's out of here.
So for the U.S. military basic training, this would not happen. If you were having the same problems as he was, the drill sergeants would smoke the shit out of you and possibly do UCMJ. But they're not going to kick you out because you're reverting back to old ways where you think that you're better than everyone else and have an attitude. No, it's a lot more complicated than that to get out of basic training.
It's 6 o'clock and Hinton Platoon are up extra early. For repeatedly poor shaving and forgetting ID cards, they've been put on a punishment called flagpole.
Prepping up and getting our bed spaces and everything clean before we all have to attend flagpole. And we've got really limited time. Sorry, I can't talk too much, but I've really got to get cracking on.
So they don't do PT in the mornings? How many days a week do they do PT, and at what time of day do they actually do PT?
On a warning for not being a team player. He's now making the extra effort with the other recruits in his room.
U.S. military, it's first thing in the morning, usually.
Roger. See if we have a better result than we did the other day. Over the past week, we've had a lot of problems with unlocked tall boys, people failing to shave, and a lot of small uniform infractions. They probably could have picked up with each other if they'd looked at each other's uniforms. I guess the point we're trying to make is a lot of the stuff that's been happening would have been avoidable if they'd been looking after each other. But I guess it's sort of a culture of everyone just looking out for themselves.
Watch out for your battle buddy. That is a key thing in all militaries. Watch out for your battle buddy.
The consequence of not following Army regulations means Hinton Platoon will have the pleasure of double-time marching around the Army depot's flagpole.
We're trying to do a few punishments as a group. This one was for yesterday. We had 2 pairs unshaven in the morning and 3 pairs without their ID cards. So decided to throw in a group punishment, which will hopefully teach them to start looking over each other in the morning and making sure all of them have got everything they need ready for the day. What have we got with our teamwork, men?
Nothing.
Yeah, fuck all.
Today the recruits are learning how to survive in the open. Everything they need has to be carried in their enormous packs. They'll be spending the whole day and night in the field. But sadly, recruit Watton won't be joining them.
So today I am leaving the camp. I'm leaving basic training at 10 o'clock, catching a ride home because I've been medically discharged from basic training. And I had been complaining about having pins and needles and getting numb, like cramps, like feelings for a few weeks, but Thursday night we went for a run and I got to the stage where my leg just hurt so much I pulled out. And then the big doctor came in and said, I think you might have compartment syndrome. Yeah, he said it's from excessive weight and exercise. And he told me that I was going to have to go home. It's quite disappointing, quite sad. I have to restart my life career again.
U.S. military, if you're having a medical problem at basic training that prevents you from training, then you'll get put on a medical hold until you're better for a couple months or until a doctor actually says, no, we got to actually medically discharge you, and then there's this whole process you have to go through. But some people can be medical holdovers for months at a time. I mean, it could be a very long process. And then once you're healed up, then you'll go back with a new batch of recruits so you can complete basic training and then go on to your AIT or your specialty school and then your unit.
She will be a bit down in the dumps. She was a good soldier and she tried really hard. Unfortunately, it is just one of those things, but hopefully she recovers and comes back in 12 months.
Kore Kufu, eh? Oh, it was devastating to hear that we lost her.
Ko ngaro he tuahine, ki roto I tēnei wahanga, I tēnei rōpū. Pāpauri ke te haere ki tōna kāinga anō. Engari, hei te waka ki te mātai ai anō.
We all feel stink that like part of our team's gone, but we just have to crack on, I guess.
Yes, it's me heartbreaking.
A key part of the recruits' field training is learning to hide from the enemy. In today's exercise, they have to climb a hill and touch a stick at the top without being spotted by Sergeant Pennyhar.
So pretty much you got to get from here.
Oh, that's fun. I've never done that before. At sniper school, you can do that.
So jump over there, jump on top of this track, so you can't really see it, and then you just get into it.
Take our guns as well.
Oh nah, fuck! What do you think? Leave them in a fucking flex.
So when I was previewing this video the other day, I just skipped through a couple sections. I did notice there's no sound for about 15 or 20 seconds, and I don't know why, but it has to do with the original video, not on my end. So it should be over in a second though.
Because I've got like flex and toy parts, but there's none of that here.
Sweet, from here we'll make our way back down and then we're going to have some lunch. Sweet.
For doing so well in the exercise, Corporal Broughton has a special treat in store for his hungry recruits.
Gee, I say come on.
So anything else on the wish list? Hot chocolate?
Yes, and Powers.
And the shell from North Island. Powers. See, I'll work on this, trust me.
Sadly though, the only thing the recruits will be dining on tonight is army rations.
It's alright. I know. Yeah, it's pretty gross. That's alright. When you're hungry, you just eat it.
It was good. The beef and chili was nice.
Indian, bit of terrain, mixed in there, bit of dirt.
I love being outdoors, like being out in the stars and stuff and watching the sky.
U.S. military rations are called MREs, or meals ready to eat. They do come with some chemical heaters, which is pretty convenient actually. So 2 quick questions. 1, what does the New Zealand military call their rations? And 2, does it come with a heater?
Yeah, I think at times like this you appreciate New Zealand. It's quite like a fast wake up tomorrow and see this.
New Zealand, one
Even
of the
now,
most
it's so
beautiful
beautiful.
countries on earth. It's where they filmed Lord of the Rings.
Coming up next week.
You will kill the enemy. What will you do? Kill the enemy! I am not confessed. What are you trying to do? Kill the enemy!
So the last episode I was remarking on how the NCOs, the corporals, and the LTs were being very nice to all the recruits. And I still see that a little bit, but it's just not as apparent. It seems like they're cracking down on them and actually giving them punishments and corrective training. Again, I have a very narrow worldview when it comes to basic training. I have the whole shark attack, full metal jacket, NCOs in your face, making you do push-ups kind of mindset when it comes to what basic training is supposed to look like. So I will continue with the series and try to open up my worldview a little bit, because I do think it's important to get other countries' perspectives when it comes to military training, because after all, we can all learn from each other. The next episode is filmed. It's going to be right here. If not, you'll find another good video. Thanks for watching, and please smash that like button.